What's up?
Fucking Gatecast.
Gatecast episode 1, Exiled King. Cheers, buddy.
That was a little too quick on the sip there.
Quick on the draw. Quick draw, David. Hey, so this is Jeff.
And this is Dave.
And we play for Gatekeeper. And we just wanted to sit down and have a little chat about our upcoming new single, which is called Exiled King. And it is coming out on
December 16th.
December 16th. Very excited about it. And it's a special song for us because that song goes all the way back to the beginning of when we restarted the band in Vancouver. We wrote those riffs together. David and I, we co-wrote the song. It's one of the first songs that we wrote when we started just jamming together. And we wrote it in this very room that we are sitting in right now.
In, 2015. So, what, 7 years ago?
That's hard to believe. But yeah, like 7 years ago. Count them. I think you said that it came up in your Facebook memories.
Yeah, Facebook alerted me that I got announced as a member of Gatekeeper 7 years ago. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, time is... I guess the last 2 years have been deleted, but...
Yeah, exactly. We lost a little bit there. But yeah, kind of crazy stuff. So it's been a hell of a journey. Just from when I left Edmonton. For those who don't know, Gatekeeper started in Edmonton, Alberta. I had a completely different lineup for the band back then, featuring some super talented musicians, and we did some EPs and some splits, which were pretty well received. And then when I moved to Vancouver, I decided to restart the band, and decided that I wanted this guy in it because he was a real epic metal warrior.
Yeah, I was talking a whole bunch of shit about Atlantean Codex and Solstice, and I hadn't even figured out like Visigoth and Eternal Champion was a thing yet, but I wanted to play some riffs. That's
right. Yeah. And it was super fun. We just kind of got together after hanging out at a couple shows and just sort of talking about what we wanted to do. And we just we sat down. We kind of listened to some of the old stuff, and then David, you had a few riff ideas. I had a few riff ideas, and we just started cramming stuff together, which kind of resulted in some stuff that was magic and some stuff that was dog shit. And some of that magic is going to be on the new record.
Let's not talk about the discarded riffs folder.
No, there's a packed folder of graveyard classics
of bad guitar profiles where like one riff was poached. Yeah, but two songs came from those sessions. One of which is a single. Another one will be on that full length album coming out at a later date. But both those songs hit the back burner because we got offers for gigs and we didn't have a lineup.
That's true. Yeah, that was a thing. So we sat on these song ideas for a really, really long time because at the end of 2015, like New Year, like around Christmas time, we got a call from a dude who some people on the West Coast might remember, a guy named Wes Craven. I don't know what his real name is. Some people might refer to him as Cocaine Wes. An institution in the grand city of Portland, Oregon. So this dude, and he's no longer he's no longer. I mean, I don't know if he's alive, to be honest.
He ate my fucking donaire.
He ate your donaire. He's no longer a contributing member of the West Coast heavy metal scene. He got I think the term was ran out of town. I think that's what people have said.
86th, yeah.
He got 86th from the scene. And but he did reach out to us about playing a show in Portland in the springtime. And it was he wanted us to headline this show. And so I said, David, can you headline a show in Portland?
I don't have a passport, Jeff.
He didn't have a passport. So we got David. We fast-tracked David his passport. Bless his soul.
Yeah, it turns out you can just pay for those fucking things to get done in 2 days.
You just get that, yeah. Yeah, you could just do that. And, so David had a passport. We also didn't have a drummer or a singer or a second guitar player. So went to work, started hitting up some friends from another band that I was playing with. We poached our drummer, Tommy, who is still in the band, from the Blind Guardian tribute band called Battalion of Fear that we were doing. We also got Kenny. Kenny played on East of Sun and Grey Maiden. He was also a longtime guitar player in Iron Kingdom. And so they hopped on board. Well, actually, no, Kenny didn't join the band at that time.
Kenny was at a later date. We had Luke Olson from Fire Cult.
That's right.
A local black metal band, fill in on lead guitar for the first stint of shows.
You know what? You're right. Actually, I forgot about that. Yeah, Luke Olson.
He played a grand, I think 4 or 5 gigs with us. He played in Chicago with us. Yeah, 4 or 5 gigs, I think.
That's right. Yeah, God, I forgot about that.
Shout out Luke and Fire Cult.
There you go. Attaboy. Yeah, and then of course we needed a singer, and we called up Jean-Pierre Aboud. Who was, we knew him from Borrowed Time and Funeral Circle. Of course, now he sings for Traveler. And he jumped on board. We called him because obviously we were a fan of his vocals, but he was doing some work on Spell's album. Which record was that? For None and All? I think it was For None and All. He was doing a bunch of backing vocals.
The one with the red cover.
The one with the red cover. I think that's For None and All. He was doing a whole schwack of like backing vocals on their record and helping them out and like living out of their band house. So we're like, oh, he's in town. So we called him up to jump on board. And it just kind of steamrolled into this like wild heavy metal adventure from there. And it took us like to not all corners, but like to one corner of the States and then like the middle of the States. We did shows in Seattle and Portland, played locally, and then we also went and did Legions of, I guess it was Ragnarocker back then.
It was the last Ragnarocker.
Yeah, okay, so it wasn't called Legions of Metal at that time, it was called Ragnarocker, but it's a very similar festival, same venue and everything, played in Chicago. Super fun. And then from there, it was such like a crazy whirlwind experience that we had a bunch of interest in the band. People were digging it. People wanted to hear the band more. And we said, okay, we got to get a record out. And so all the material that we had been working on, we kind of put that on the back burner. We basically took the set list that we were performing at that time, and that became East of Sun. And we had a couple of newer songs on that one, of course, some songs like Blade of Samaria, which basically was created in the jam space with the full band.
Yeah,
and
that was just like a quick, just bunch of riffs slapped together, and it just worked immediately.
Yeah, it's just cool, fast, like barn burner of a tune.
Yeah, and then there was like we re-recorded Bella Tarantia and Swan Road Saga, and North Wolves. North Wolves was redone with different lyrics.
Yeah,
and then the other ones I believe were all material that you had completely fleshed out, like in tablature already.
Yeah, some of it for sure. Some of it was, yeah. It was. I guess when we went to do East of Sun, the thought that I had in my head was, okay, we got to get a record out pretty quick because we got to strike while the iron is hot, so to speak. And I just said, okay, you know what? We're playing all these songs right now. They sound totally different than before. Back in the Edmonton days, I'm like, you know what? We could do an album that's just a snapshot of what our band sounds like right now, and that's what we did, and that was East of Sun. So now, fast forward, we released the Grey Maiden EP. We've appeared on some compilations and stuff, and now we're finally going back, and with our current lineup, we are bringing back all that stuff that we left behind, plus a whole schwack of brand new material that's been co-written by like the full lineup. It's a pretty exciting time. This is the first release big release that we've done since moving to the West Coast, where it's all new material.
Yeah, it's all new material, and it's a mix of writing credits. Like everyone has a hand in dabbling in all of the songs, and it does feel really wonderful.
It's cool
to finally have this kind of like not mixed bag, but like collective effort.
Yeah, it's like more collaborative.
Yeah,
it's a more collaborative record than we've ever done before, which I think makes it for like a fun. It's a varied listen, but in some ways I think it's gonna be really cool because it's sort of like building on all the stuff that we've already been doing. Like it's like taking all of the elements of the band's sound and just like doubling down on them. So like the heavy metal parts are more heavy metal. The epic parts are more epic. The sad parts are sadder. It's like it's crazy, It's just like everything's just cranked up.
It just feels like it's like the next step, the next logical step in every direction.
That's right.
In every direction at once. It's great.
it's gonna pull all manners of which ways. So it's pretty exciting. We're really ecstatic to get it out into the world. Because it took a long time to produce. I mean, we all know what happened over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Pretty intense the process to get it all put together. But when we were writing these riffs, did you have anything specific in mind, like specifically for Exiled King? Did you have anything that you were like that you had in mind when you were coming up with some of those riffs? Any bands that you were thinking of, or just?
Oh, it was just like 90s Bathory playing in my head a little bit with especially with that chorus riff.
Yeah.
The chorus riff.
Mm-hmm.
That one was just like this had Hammerheart written all over it. But
Totally.
I remember when I was like fucking that one up. Like I was like trying to like I had it. It was in my head. I was like figuring it out and trying to manifest it physically on a guitar. And I remember you were on the other side of the room and you were rocking a piss and you got your zipper stuck and you're like, "Yo, record that."
Good is good, you know. You got to strike while the pecker is out, as we say.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah. I don't know. I heard you play that riff, and I'm like, that's dope. Like, we got to use that. And then there's the opening riff in the song, which I think I wrote that one, and that was very inspired by like. It's got a very like sort of marching, like very kind of like forward pushing kind of a thing, and
almost like a rowing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was trying to like tap into like kind of like the band Primordial when they kind of go into like that kind of a thing. Also like that sort of very like martial kind of aspect that Solstice sometimes grabs, and Twisted Tower Dire has some really cool riffs like that as well. So I was kind of referencing a lot of those bands for my component of that song too.
There's a bit of Doom Sword thrown in too.
A little bit of Doom Sword, all the hits, buddy. God damn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's we literally just got together and we're like, okay, we all like the same bands, we all like this stuff. Let's just like do more of that.
Let's
just keep doing this.
Let's put our teeny little footstep in their gigantic footprint. Let's just do that.
Yeah, exactly. But it's kind of fun though because it sort of blows up and expands and becomes this whole new living, breathing organism, right?
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, that song in particular was just. We had that just fall. It fell together. Like we got 3/4 of that song done pretty quick.
Yeah,
and it was just like those riffs just worked together, and then we started just overlaying guitars on top of that. And we're like, we're gonna have funky little things, and I'm doing some weird shit on the bass there too.
Yeah. You wrote a guitar riff that you were in love with,
and transposed it to the bass.
Yeah. You wrote a guitar riff that you loved, and I wrote a guitar riff that I loved, and we couldn't do them both, so we made you play your part on the bass, which actually works awesome.
It's got like those little sad boy black metal dyads and
yeah, you're doing some dyads. I'm doing triads.
Yep.
I always have to one up this guy.
Fuck you.
What beer are we drinking anyway? What's going on here? What are we drinking?
We got some Phillips Brewing.
Phillips Brewing.
I bought the Octobox. Got a Tiger Shark for all you synthwave maniacs out there.
Octobox.
And Jeff over here.
That sounds like the scariest girlfriend ever.
Oh my fuck. Jeff over here is, since he's the star of the show, has a fucking glitter bomb.
Glitter bomb. Amazing. Yeah, so this is actually really tasty. I've never had this before.
That was a Hazy Pale Ale? Yeah.
Hazy Pale Ale, 5%. Chill.
I think they're all 5%.
They're 5p?
This one's this one's a fucking 4.7.
4.7? Oh,
fuck.
For shame. All right.
Well, I'm just going to crack this other one here.
No, these are from Victoria, right?
I honestly don't fucking know where this brewery is. They sell it in the liquor store. That's all I know.
It's from the liquor store. Victoria. The land of Ross Bay.
Now I got the White Peach Ale.
White Peach now. Oh, wow. Oh, are you mixing it up?
I'm just going to send it, bud.
Solaris. Oh, that's nice. Yep. I like that. That sounds like a sci-fi movie. Beautiful.
It's actually a video game.
Is it?
Yeah.
So, damn. I haven't played a video game in like a trillion years.
You got better shit to do.
I get to edit this.
Oh no.
Yeah, man. So let's rewind the clock back a little bit to those American shows that we did, those first shows, because those were pretty wacky.
Seattle and Portland, and we did those with a band that's no longer around but continues in spirit, sort of. A band called Substratum. R.I.P. RIP.
But for those who might not be familiar with Substratum, they featured vocalist Amy Carlson, who sings for Solicitor now. And I believe a couple other members of Solicitor were also in Substratum, but I can't think of.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no.
Perhaps not.
I think Substratum split in like every direction.
Yeah, they're all doing different stuff. But yeah, so Amy is of course in Solicitor. Max and I think maybe just Max went to Beretta. Yeah, another very, very cool band.
Street rock.
Street rockin'.
Deadly.
Don't
walk around past curfew. That band will get you in the streets.
Be careful. Yeah, they're great. Big. I mean, honestly, it's kind of sick because like Substratum were a cool band, and then they splintered off and just created a bunch of other like equally cool bands. So but yeah. They were a badass band, and we played both those shows with them. And the Portland show was like, it was fun. It was a fun show.
The Portland show was funny because we headlined, but that band,
God only knows why.
That band that was before us demanded that the entire backline be torn down for their stuff to get put up, and then have the backline get put back up.
Yeah, with their full stack.
And then that was fucked, but during happy hour they had dollar beers, so I guess we told like we were.
Oh yeah, Portland truly is the land of the free and the home of the brave. Honest to God, like no sales tax, just like dollar beers.
Voodoo donut.
Yeah, that was that was pretty funny. And then speaking of beers, after the show,
oh God,
we ended up like we were all staying at Wes's house, and like. Someone just brought 100 beers.
I think it was
between the two bands.
It was Eric and the other guitar player in Substratum whose name I can't remember.
Johnny.
Yeah, it was Johnny and Eric. I think they came back with 100 fucking Rainiers.
Yeah, God, yeah, and we obliterated those. Pretty
yeah,
fun.
they were. Yeah, and then someone I think was cooking hot dogs or cooking something fucked up in Wes's kitchen, and it got all messed up. I remember waking up and trying to go to the bathroom. And Eric was passed out in the fucking corridor, like Jabba the Hutt in front of the goddamn bathroom, and you had to fucking like do rock climbing to get into the goddamn place.
Yeah. You had to go climb a summit.
My phone almost blew up in my pocket that weekend too. Like it just generated a ton of. I guess a battery like fucked up.
Yeah,
felt like someone was like pointing a laser gun at my chest.
It was like a nuclear reaction. It was a meltdown.
Like, it was wild. That was a weekend.
It was wild. Yeah, and then we went and saw Satan the next day.
Yeah, and then Satan. Yeah, all that happened, and then Satan plays.
Yeah, then Satan plays with Danova, and like just absolute smoke show of a gig.
I know there was another band that played that one that had Chris from Autopsy.
Really?
Yeah, the opening band had Chris from Autopsy playing in it.
What band was that?
I don't remember the name of the band, but I remember being like, "What the fuck? This is like the Autopsy guy."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "What?" Like that? I'm first time in the States, being like, "I'm meeting legends." This is fucked up.
Yeah, I mean that was your first time out of the country, wasn't it?
Fresh passport,
baby.
Fresh passport,
crisp. Yep. Yeah, hear those pages crinkle. Love it.
Now the things beat the shit.
Yeah, it's covered in beer.
All those European countries stamped the fucking different page and all that. Yeah,
it's cool though. You get to collect those visa stamps from all the countries you go in and out of. It's kind of cool, kind of fun. It's like Pokemon cards, But yeah, man, yeah, dude. Like, oh god, that Satan show was awesome. And then we played in Seattle the next night, and we got to open for Satan. And of course, Substratum was there again, and we also played with Skeletor. Which is phenomenal.
And Nox Vellum.
Nox Vellum, R.I.P. Yeah, serious R.I.P. Nox Vellum. Yeah.
That band was extremely surprising. I wasn't anticipating hearing like early Candlemass-esque Epic Doom for that, like for a local opening band that I'd never heard of. Yeah. It
was one of those things where it just kind of snuck up on you. They were very cool.
And then Skeletor, of course, was just like skull ripping metal.
That's right. Yeah.
With Jason Kondo, Houston.
Baby. Yeah, we love you. We love you, buddy. Yeah, that was a wild show. That was a lot of fun. That was a pretty packed house for Satan that night. It was super cool. We had a wonderful time. And, barely made it home alive. All of our gear got trapped behind the board, and we had to pull all kinds of wacky stunts to get back. We don't need to go maybe not too deep into those details.
Yeah, no details on why that happened or how we got out of that one, but
But it was an adventure, though, man. It was pretty crazy. Did you ever think like that, like, because all of that happened within like 5 months of you joining the band? Did you have any idea that was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen?
I thought we'd be writing riffs for like a year, and then like we'd put out a fucking basement demo.
Yeah. Jam for a year, put out one demo, and then call.
Or like
quits.
that you were gonna fire me because I couldn't play guitar.
we worked around that.
Yeah, we gave me the simpler instrument.
We gave you the bass. See, that's just what guitar players across the dawn of time have always just done. I feel like
if they can't play the riff, they go and play bass.
You go into 4-string Exile.
You hear that? If the riff's wrong, you play bass.
Exiled guitarist. Yeah, man. Exiled to 4-string Siberia. Fuck yeah. Yeah, dude. It all worked out in the end, though. You're actually a pretty badass bass player.
We've yet to find out.
Well, that depends on you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got this new song coming out, Exiled King. To me, this song is like a quintessential Gatekeeper song. It's like all the stuff that we do turned to the max. It's a story. The song is a story, and it's very bardic in the way that it delivers it. It's got this sort of martial forward movement, but it's got lots of signature twists and turns that we like to add into our stuff as well.
What's this one about, Jeff?
This one is about a guy named Harald Hardrada, the last Viking king of Norway. And Tex, or Tyler, our singer, who we occasionally call Tex, wrote some incredibly badass lyrics. Now, we did know that we were going to write the song about that guy, though. We did talk about that. That was something we knew he was going to be the subject of this song.
It was like, what do we want this song to be about? And it's like,
yeah.
Oh, I read this. I think you read a short story about it.
There's a series of books. Actually, thank you for reminding me. There's a trilogy of novels by a guy named Poul Anderson. If you guys are into like pulp science fiction and fantasy from like the 70s and 80s, you've probably seen this guy's name around. He's got a jillion books in your used local sci-fi section. So he wrote a lot of sci-fi novels, but his like passion projects were these like historical novels or like historical fantasy novels about like the Viking era. And he wrote a trilogy of books called The Last Viking, which kind of outlines and details the history of Harald Hardrada and all of his exploits from birth to death. And it's pretty cool. It's a pretty riveting set of novels. So if you see them, check them out. They're pretty badass. And that's how I learned about this real historical figure who actually he was like a real life Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, he did some wild shit.
It's some real shit, yeah. You gotta listen to the song to find out though, what exactly he got up to. But maybe we'll do a talk with Tyler. Maybe we'll do a talk with Tex.
Yeah, maybe we'll do one of them like
do a text talk.
One of them like a text talk with
text
Zoom.
Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get him in his bunker.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's hunkered down in the valley.
In the Great White North.
The Great White North in the Okanagan. God bless him.
Which is like what? How many hours from here?
About 5. I think it's about 5 hours drive from here, ish. It's far enough to be annoying, but
but not enough to be a problem.
Not enough to be a problem. I don't have to smell him either, which is nice. A bonus.
You heard it here first, folks. Texas smelly.
Stinks like ass. Love you, buddy. Yeah. So that's a bit about the song, though. So check it out. And we're going to play a little teaser clip from that song for you. So, just settle on up. Grab a bevy. And
leave a like, leave a comment.
Leave a comment. Pre-save that song, please, for the love of God.
Yeah, there'll be a Spotify pre-save link that'll get posted with this.
Yeah, it means a lot. Appreciate it. Really, really means a lot for you guys to do that before the song comes out, because every little bit helps us. Just climb back into that saddle.
Fuck yeah, spread it.
It's gonna be good. Spread them. Spread them.
Yeah, we'll have more details regarding the full length soon. Keep your eyes peeled on social media for that. But December 16th, save the date.
Save the date.
New Gatekeeper.
December 16th, 2022.